Hello, this is the Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado once again for Traffic Multiplex, and today I'm going to talk to the artist in you. Those of you who are into graphic arts, who are artists, graphical artists or graphic artists. I'm going to be talking about art and internet marketing, or making money online from your art. And I think this is one of the places where you have a lot of problems, more so than the regular internet marketer, because the regular internet marketer, their problem or our problem, especially when we're starting out, is simply ignorance, lack of knowledge in terms of what to do. What to do first, what should I be doing, what is my plan. Usually most of the internet marketers start out as, I just want to make money online. That's basically what you have in your head. And so that creates a whole problem. It starts to snowball from that. It just gets worse because you're really setting yourself up for failure. And I'm hoping that through these series of different topics and while I'm speaking on these topics, some wisdom can come out and to address that issue, so that you come to realize that you really need to define yourself and what you are, and then deal with the issues of internet marketing. You see that? That's really what the key is. Different from the artist, because the artist knows who they are. See? The artist is not thinking, what can I do to make money online? The artist is not thinking, what am I passionate about? What type of blog should I have? What type of product should I be selling? Which is what paralyzes most of the other internet marketers. The artist is totally devoted to their art. That there's no question. What is my passion? Right? You're an artist. Is there a question? What is my artist? What is my passion? You know what it is, and so there's no doubt in your mind in terms of defining who you are. Now, your only problem is translating your passion into an effort to, not even an effort, translating your passion into a transaction. That's a great line there, or just creative. Converting your passion into transaction. And that's the simple thing that you need to think about. That's it. So for an artist, it's so easy. It's so easy for you to make money online, but that shouldn't be your interest, right? And I'm not going to offend you with that, because an artist, really, you just dedicated to your art, and simple as that. And there's no worries of quality content. There's no worries of SEO or any of those type of things, really, because your content speaks for itself, and it speaks to individuals. So basically, you have a different situation as in comparison to most other internet marketers out there. So you see a lot of advice, a lot of talking, and a lot of information, but you need to understand that most of that is geared to the other type of internet marketer. You do not need to worry about most of that stuff. Okay? So what I'm going to talk to you is the fast and easy. Fast and easy that doesn't distract you from your passion, things that you can do. Okay? What you have to be thinking about is that you need to leverage. You have to really leverage And what is leveraging? For a graphic artist, a painter that you may be, if you ever notice a time, even photographers need to do this from one time to another. You need to prop yourself up. Sometimes you need to take the brush in your hand and like take your other arm like this, you know, and that is to give yourself uh, more control and to steady. Sometimes we're in a very delicate angle, a delicate part that we really don't we really need to have um, precise control of our hand and of the brush, the element that we're using on the medium. So so this is where also in internet marketing for you, for the graphic artist, you need to also use that, particularly because in the open marketplace, it is a very precarious place. It is a place where, especially in your product area, you do need to be surgical because your art doesn't speak to everyone, and there's a certain client, a certain person that responds to art and responds to mediums, right? Depends the medium as well. So certain clients are looking for certain types of medium, and with your art, you understand. So medium, you have to think about that. You think about what type of clients look for certain types of medium, and also what types of graphical expressions are they looking for on XYZ medium. And depending on what type of artist you are, some of you are able to produce graphic art geared for on certain types of medium, geared for consumerism, geared for in terms of appealing to a certain market. So you have certain options available to you. You're perfectly happy putting your skills to design artwork that will beautify or enhance other things, and even though some canvas on the wall. That's a way that artwork can be placed and for display. So that all depends on how you are approaching your artwork, how you view your skills. Okay. Then you have some of you that are really just you do one type of medium, maybe two, but you really enjoy this medium, that one, and you enjoy expressing yourself thematically or in a certain type of genre. And so that again, that you define, you need to know who you are and what type of artist you are and what's your expression. You're the one that determines that, but you have to understand that that determination also determines your market. And so you need to develop a sense. Some of you already have a sense because you've already had transactions from your art previously. If those were satisfactory in terms of the transaction itself and the artwork, that is something that you enjoy doing, part of your passion, then you understand who your market is. Many of you may not have had that experience. Many of you have had to work for someone else or have had to do certain artwork to make money, but that's not really what you enjoy doing. So you still have some discovery to have, or to have, yes. So these are the considerations you have to have. Now, you need to leverage. The easiest thing for you to do is to leverage, because all the learning that you may want to do in terms of internet marketing, all that. Personally, I think that's a distraction to your art. Personal opinion. I'm an educator, so I would tell you always to educate yourself. So it's not a thing that I'm telling you not to educate yourself. But I understand also that, you're an artist. And depending on what type of artist you are, you need to be concentrating on your art, and that's something that you really want to do. And even in the real world, there's always been other people, representatives, agents who did the work of taking the art from their client and marketing it, showing it to individuals, finding the clients who would pay for this art and compensate that artist for their work, who appreciate the work. So, online also that should be available to you online. There are some platforms that supposedly are geared for artists, but in reality, they're not. They're geared for artists in the sense that they provide you a platform, almost like a studio or a gallery, right? So, hey, we have a wall for you, so you can fill the wall with your art. But then that's all they do. And supposedly, and you're hoping that people will come in and see your art and buy that from you. There's just great distance between putting your artwork on a platform. Even if you did it yourself, you started your own website and put up your own art, there's still there's still a long distance between doing that and actually having someone that is a targeted client, a targeted individual, meaning a person who is most likely to buy that medium, that artwork, to find you and to actually transact. So just because there's a platform that supposedly is for artists, and it's supposedly, other artists use it and whatnot. Not supposedly, in fact, other artists may use it. It does not guarantee that your art will sell. And I guess that's true with any gallery. But if you had a gallery who was proactive, a gallery that was promoting your work, because promotion has to be done on or offline. There's always has to be promotion. So the one thing you have to then understand is that more importantly than the platform it's on, it is the traffic that comes in, and not traffic that comes into the platform, because that may or may not help you at all, because it's not a guarantee. Just because traffic's coming in, it doesn't mean they're coming in for you. So you have to understand, it's traffic that you get, traffic coming in for you, for your artwork. See? So you need to leverage, you need to find systems, platforms, software, whatever, people that can locate your target market and bring them to see your artwork. Where that artwork is, it really doesn't matter. There's little details that you do need to consider, like how will they make the transaction? Is there a buy button? Is there a shopping cart? Maybe they can buy 2 or 3 pieces. Is there a way for them to pay by credit card, etc., etc.? So these, consider how easy it is. How easy is my ability to put my artwork online and to have people see it readily and zoom in on it, and other little things like that. So yes, you do want to look for the things you feel will do your artwork the best service in terms of displaying for the potential buyer. And so that's the only consideration really in terms of where to put it. Not that all the other artists are there, or not that the place claims to be artist friendly and we're just a website for artists only and all that. That doesn't mean anything. And not to you. You're not looking for community. You're looking for sales. I'm talking. You gotta look at things straight up. So that's the thing you gotta look at. So leverage traffic. Understand there's no quick traffic. So don't look for anything that says We're going to get you quick traffic. You're going to get 50,000 people to your website tonight. Do not fall for that garbage. It's total garbage. What you're looking for is anything that says within 5 to 6 months of working with you and on your site, you will begin to see some traffic and sales. And you know where you can find something like that? Hardly nowhere. Hardly no place, because everybody thinks that they can make money online. They want to do it tonight, and they want only to buy that traffic that comes to my website tonight. At least the traffic came. You can't say anything. No one bought, but at least it said 50,000, and 50,000 people came. It says it right there. 50,000 eyeballs saw my website. You know. And that's it. The next day, there's nothing. It's a ghost town. That's not what we do. The right way to build your website and to feature your product is slowly but surely, and it should take around 5 to 6 months to mature, in which people begin to frequent your site, to inquire. You should see communication, inquiries. Excuse me. It's time of the year where the temperatures are changing up and down. You don't know where they are. But they will start making inquiries, and transactions will begin to start registering. And that's the honest truth. You can keep fooling yourself and letting yourself be fooled by all these peddlers out there of cheap traffic, and you can spend your money. But all that you're doing is throwing your money away. And whatever you do get will not be maintainable. Traffic Multiplex, what we've been sponsored by here, my program itself, my program develops traffic for you over time. And it's traffic that will remain. It will maintain. Your site, wherever you choose to gallerize. I make words up as I go along, folks. Gallerize your art will become a known place. A place where people, let's go over there to see what's new at so-and-so's gallery or so-and-so's website. That is what you need to be really leveraging on. That's a leveraging. Remember what we talked about, to steady your hand and to deal with the important things that need to be dealt with. And that helps you immensely. So personally, I would choose features. I would decide if I want to develop my own website. And the other thing about having your own website that you control, that means you have a cPanel, that you have your own hosting. Okay, what is that? Yeah, hosting. You need to have your own account on a hosting company, like community-based hosting, which I suggest you know why in a minute. Because my wife had a site on Wix. I'm sorry, I gotta tell you, the way they do things there, they have their reasons, but you have to understand that because of those reasons, which are fair and just, my wife's site was knocked off, shut down, unavailable for over a month and a half because of a competitor. The competitor started to raise false complaints to Wix, directly to Wix, saying that there was something that was put there without permission from the owner, in terms of pictures or something like that, of which, of course, my wife did get permission from those that she put up there. But Wix doesn't ask questions, you see. See, when you're in this game, or when you're in the business world, it can get very nasty. And all you need is an enemy or a person who just felt that you looked at them the wrong way, or another competitor, and they can make a lot of trouble for you online on assets that you do not control. So you need to be extremely careful. This goes to everybody in every type of niche. you need to control your assets. Okay, sounds like a little baby, but control your assets. Okay, all right. So you need to have control, and that means that Wix, even though it's all beautiful, this and they drag here and there, and just drag it and just bring it in. Hey, it's a website in 15 minutes. It's a website that they can shut down in 1 second because somebody who they didn't even check their credentials, they didn't even asking who are you? Who are you? Could have been the Kremlin. Who knows? But they're shutting you down anyway. So it's so easy to get shut down on all of these quick website types of programs. Listen, the best thing for you is to have your own hosting, community-based hosting.com. Get a package there, because without packages, you control your own website. It's a managed website. What does that mean? Okay, maybe you don't know how to organize your website, how to run it. Okay, so managed website means that we will design it for you. We will go in. Okay, what are you looking to do? I went on art gallery. This is my art. I want to see your art because I want to make sure I get the right type of design going for to enhance the viewing and the appreciation of your customers of your artwork. You know, so all of these questions, we all ask you these questions. Is not an issue. And we will create a website around your product and your service or your artwork. And so that's the first thing. So it's managed. We take care of all the little details that, you know, you may not know how to do for yourself. We take care of security. It's another question a lot of people have. How do I deal with these hackers, people trying to hack into the site and put their own ads there and all these type of things and get your site shut down also through attacks? We handle that. We have 24 hours, 7-day-a-week live monitoring, just like a security center. Okay, we have in our monitors, we have all the websites all feeding in. So at any moment, we have special software in each of the sites, and that software shows us who's there, where they're coming from, how much time they're spending, what they're doing. We know what's happening at every moment. And when we see somebody trying to hack into your site, we immediately start putting in place certain defenses. Some are automatic, some are manual, that we intervene depending on the gravity and what's going on the site. So that is also being offered to you. I don't know of any other that does that. And then on top of that, we have virtual assistants on our traffic multiplex program that will go and promote your website. Now, did you pay any extra money to have your site promoted? You have to pay for advertising? You have to pay for this, for that? No. You're just paying for your hosting on community-based hosting. Now, it's not as cheap as you can find. There's cheaper places, you know, $5 a month. I can find some $1 and $2 a month places out there in Indonesia, wherever in the world. I mean, you know, but again, they're just giving you space on a server. Everything else is up to you, and so then it becomes a risk for you. And when you lose a site once or twice, you'll begin to appreciate spending a little more for security. Okay, so what we're charging you for your hosting is fantastic, considering everything you're going to be getting. So you really need to leverage. Again, hold that hand steady, get it right, and do it the right way. So that's part of the leveraging that really you'll need to have to get that going. Now, to discuss further ways of you selling your artwork, there are other platforms that actually transform your artwork. So those also can work with your own website. You can be leveraging on other websites that provide some sort of contribution towards the way your clients can get a hands on your artwork. For example, there's sites like CowCow. CowCow puts your Let me see here. I just got an email from here, from Cow, and just looking at it, and they always use, they always have some pictures. And this email, they're featuring phone cases. So they put your artwork on phone cases. They have clothing items. Cow has nice things that you really don't find on the other types of websites that I'm going to also tell you about right now as well. But you can go over there to Cow and take a look, see. Take a look at what where they can put your artwork on. And again, those of you who don't have a problem with having your artwork reproduced on a clothing item, on a pillowcase or a pillow, on a iPhone case or something like that. Even they also Cow, I believe, can also do wall prints. But for the wall prints, there's another one called Red. What was that called? Red Balloon or Red Bubble, I think. Red Bubble, and they actually do reproduce it on quality canvas. They are really heavy artist oriented in terms of what they are producing with your artwork. So that's another absolute quality there, Red Bubble, I believe. And so you also have Zazzle, Zazzle. You have Cafe Press. Is it Cafe Press? Cafe Press. And there may be a few others that I'm not mentioned, but those three, and the Red Bubble for more higher end renditions of your work. I mean, they're absolute musts. And again, even though these items are featured on those websites, you don't have to display them simply on those websites. I mean, you could, but remember, you have to leverage. Remember, just laying it on a website, even though it's used by a market share, doesn't guarantee that you're going to sell anything. And I always recommend you having your own website. Community-based hosting can prepare your own website, prepare you a website for yourself, and you can embed these products. See, whatever you can produce yourself, you should always have that. So my idea for you is this. Now listen closely. Usually you're gonna hear me through the whole thing before I give you the real secret sauce here. So listen to this. You want to be able to put on your site your original work, depending on how you feel about giving up your original work. If you have an original copy, if you have 2 or 3 copies, you can have a numbered signed series of copies, and create that type of that value, that it's numbered, it's sealed, it has your signature, whatever it is that you do with your art. There's also crafts that are great for doing this type of thing with. So that should be on your website. Okay, so that can be available for, again, the higher end, the ones who are willing to lay out for that original work, and you signed it, and so you only have a limited amount of copies, maybe just even one, and so you can ask for X amount of dollars, whatever that is. And then in addition or without, you can choose some artwork that you will not treat it differently, meaning that you will not have it on other products. So certain, again, it's all the decision you have to make. If you got some artwork that's really your prime work output, and you don't feel that you should, some of you may think it's cheapening your art by putting it on a pillowcase or whatnot, and that's perfectly valid. Then you don't do that. You just simply feature the numbered series or the only copy there is, and the price that you're going to let it go for, then that's what you're going to do. But for other work that you would also sell prints of copies, some photographic copies or copies on canvas, Redbubble will put it on canvas for you. I believe Kakao and I believe Zazzle will also put it on canvas, if not the Cafe Press as well. So you can also leverage on those platforms, and then you can embed a copy of that as a canvas or as a wall poster even. Different versions of it, if you feel that if you feel that a market for this piece of art that you have, might even be, people who like to put posters up on the wall, and that this artwork would be something that would make a great poster. Then you turn it into a poster as well, and you embed that so people can have the canvas, people can have the original artwork, or they can have the poster of it, etc., etc. You have coffee mugs, you have other material, you have the mouse pads and things that you can put artwork on. So depending, and again, we're talking about all types of artists, all levels of graphic arts. Whatever your creation is, and at whatever level you figure it can sell for, because some of you will say, listen, I haven't been able to sell this like this, or I can turn it into some different things, and maybe that will sell. So again, these are questions and things that you need to consider. Whatever is your decision, community-based hosting will work with you. So we will give you personal attention. I'll call you up myself. I'm the owner of community-based hosting, and we will talk. I'll tell you, I'm looking through the pictures you sent of your artwork. What is your feeling about your art? Where do you see yourself amongst other artists? Where do you want to go with your art and your career or your goals? Or is it just to make some money while you continue to pursue your passion, or as you continue to pursue other things in life, because that's a reality also. So depending on what our discussions are, then we'll put everything together on the website. I'll tell you, suggest this and that product and whatnot. We can embed it, put it on there, embed it, and then comes the real sauce. Now, I haven't gotten there yet. The real sauce is how to get people coming. Again, we have traffic multiplex. You have some of that with your hosting automatically, so a lot of that is taken care of already for you. Again, you will have some participation in it because you do need to have some input, and so that you can get a feel for how things are running and influence that a little bit by whatever, depending. A lot of you have certain things that you want to do at certain times with your artwork and blah blah blah. So it just depends a lot on your own decision making. But then we want to develop a strategy. It's very important to have a strategy that will make your site the place for people to come to. So we will also discuss that. I'm not going to give this particular strategies here because there's too many. It really depends on your art, what type of art it is, and the market that we're trying to attract. So it really does depend, but it does depend on our communication and what I have in my noodle. So again, if you want, if it appeals to you, you figure, listen, Professor Rosado here, he seems to understand where we're coming from, and he definitely has a hand on this whole issue of the websites and traffic and whatnot, internet marketing in general. Let me just go to leverage on using his platforms and using his resources, and let me just concentrate on doing my work, my art, and going forward and moving forward and having progress. If that describes you right now, then I really urge you to communicate with me as soon as possible. What you have to do, just go to community-based hosting. Here's the URL again, community-based hosting, and what you want to do is sign up for an account. I would start off with the standard basic one just to get started, and depending on the amount of work you have and the things that we discuss and that you figure will be beneficial for you, then you can expand from there. But the basic one should be good enough for most people and for most purposes. And so I really suggest that you get on over there and start. The key here is to start as soon as possible, and that we can get yourself situated and get that art out there transacting for you. Okay, and there's other considerations. We're able to handle a lot of things for you. Believe me. I mean, we can do a lot of things. We are into TV productions. We're into also book production. We can do a lot of things, not just your website. I've been around. I was a printer before. I've dealt with print media practically all my adult life. Even from my teenage years is when I really started in print media and marketing. So you have a wealth of understanding here and expertise, and I'm going to bring that to you to help you out and get your artwork where it should be, and always respecting and considering your personal brand, your artistry, and where you want to take that from henceforward. So I guess I packed in as much as I could and that I could remember. But if I can help you, just start out with community-based hosting, get yourself an account, and when you get your questionnaire, what niche you're in and whatnot, make sure I saw your art video. Tell me, are you going to have a chance to write it in? I saw your video on YouTube about the art marketing, and I'm an artist, and I'm looking for the gallery, like you say, or something where I can begin to sell my art. And so that's all you need to tell me, and then I will understand. Everything clicks, and I'll understand how to proceed with you, and we'll get you started right away. And we thank you again for viewing our videos, and hoping that any one of them or all of them can be of great assistance to you. This is the Reverend Dr. Gabriel Rosado once again for Traffic Multiplex.